Today's episode, we will be talking about the history of the fat positivity movement, the modern activism of the fatosphere, and how it all links to the sexualized fetishes of today. Stay tuned. Alright, what's good everybody? My name is Devani from FTF Personal Training, Change Your Body, Change Your Life, personal trainer, who specializes in weight loss and nutrition and all that good jazz. Now, I've never been a fat girl before. I have been a fat guy though. Right? And although our experiences are vastly different, I still have empathy for them, right? Still do, partly. What initially got me hooked on the cause of the fat positivity movement, was because they were also going through something I grew up with, bullying, right? Now, I don't know if you ever been bullied before, but if you ever had, it's not as fun as the one doing the bullying, right? But as bad as bullying was for me at the time, I realized that it reluctantly made me a lot stronger, a lot tougher, alright, against words, more resilient. A strength came from within. I felt impervious. Now, similar to the feminist movement back in the 1960s and the fatted of the 1967, I believe, I also empowered myself against marginalization. Right? Now this is the 1960s we're talking about, people. Fashion and magazines and advertisements all featured parades of thin models, right? Tough time to be a woman, a fat woman. Now this is also the time how Hugh Hefner was pimping up his Playboy bunnies, but we're not going to get into that. Let's stick on one topic. So there was only pretty much just one type of beauty back then, one type. There were rarely any large bodies seen on magazine covers or even on TV, and when you ever did see them, they were typically the butt end of a joke. Bad joke. Right? Now, the early fat activists paved the way for a future where self-love and body acceptance are celebrated for all body types, essentially. Now, the National Association for Fat People, or the NAAFP, was founded back in 1969, providing a crucial space and community for fat people. If it weren't for publications like The Radical Diet in 1970 that offered a platform for promoting healthy eating habits, the 1980s simply wouldn't have happened as far as the fat positivity movement truly blossomed. Since this is also the same time back in the 80s when there was such thing as the fat women dating conventions, where essentially it was a big deal for the community, right? If you wanted yourself a big mama, this was the place to be. It's like the Tinder before Tinder for fat women, right? But more on that later. Now, when the fatosphere liberated online back in the 1990s, there was almost no turning back as far as global recognition, that is. Right, now this was also back when online forums and blogs and websites also emerged for vital spaces for connection and community building for fat women, by fat women. Activists argue that the pressure to be thin was a form from the patriarchal control over a woman's body. Now, as a man, I disagree. At this time, things started to get a little bit political. The goal of the fat liberation movement was to focus on dismantling the social and cultural systems that discriminated against larger female bodies. Overall, their aim was pretty much more than individual self-acceptance. It was about societal change. Fast forward to today, they got exactly what they wanted. Society has changed, but my question is, has it changed for the better? While the fat positivity movement boasts a rich history, it hasn't been without its complexities. We all know that nothing in this world is perfect. But what is the deal with these fat fetishes? Hey everybody, I'm a new channel over here. I would really appreciate if you just hit that like and subscribe button just one time. Just do one time for me. I really would appreciate it. Apart from that, thanks for watching so far. Now, back to the video. A man with a fat fetish is also the type of man who would typically find themselves attending at one of these fat women dating conventions that I mentioned aforehand. Right now, which also happens today, except more online than in person. Now, fat fetishism is essentially an attraction, a sexual attraction to an overweight or an obese person, primarily due to their large size, or gargantuan size. It depends on how big they are. And it gets far worse than that. The fat fetish iceberg dives deep enough into specific conditions, specific arousals and desires, such as feederism, which is the arousal from the weight gain, or immobility, which is the arousal to a woman who cannot move her big ass because, I don't want to say that. Immobility, which is the arousal and attraction to restricted movement from a person of a large size. Now, can somebody be attracted to a larger person without it being exclusively a fetish? Absolutely. I've done it. I'm sure you can too. Now, what the key is truly in lying and appreciating on who this person is, and who they are as a person, and not because of their size solely. Fat fetishism can also be seen as a counterpoint to the negativity out there bombarding fat women, but it can also reinforce the idea that fat bodies only hold value into sexualized content solely. Fat fetishism can be seen as a counterpoint to the negativity and toxicity out there as far as negative comments, but it can also reinforce the idea that fat bodies are only valuable in a sexualized context. Now, because today we have a lot more women, fat women, who have a lot more confidence, similar to the thin models of the yesteryears and today, they may not see entirely what's on their plate. By advocating for healthcare access, dismantling the weight bias, and also promoting self-love for all body types, the fat positivity movement continues its fight for a better world where everyone, and I mean everyone, can feel valued and empowered, regardless of their size. That's all for today, y'all. Thank you for watching. Now, on your way out, please hit that like and subscribe button for more content. Help a brother grow. I will be back with more tantalizing content. Well, I say my word, tantalizing. But anyways, thank you for watching again. See you on the flip side. Peace!